Well, welcome to November. If you remember, our plan this year is to be able to work through one book as we move through our rhythms for the year. And so we're in 1 Corinthians, we're in chapter 3, and the passage that I want for us to focus in on begins in verse 10. It says this: "By the grace God has given me, I laid a foundation as a wise builder, and someone else is building on it. But each one should build with care, for no one can lay any foundation other than the one already laid, which is Jesus Christ." And so he starts off and he says, listen, I'm building on top of this foundation. And he's talking about the reality of what Jesus has done for us, what Jesus has made possible in our lives. And he says, okay, this has been established, and now I'm building on that. And he's talking about the mission that he's been called into. He says, if anyone builds on this foundation using gold, silver, costly stones, wood, hay, or straw, their work will be shown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed with fire, and the fire will test the quality of each person's work. If what has been built survives, the builder will receive a great reward. If it is burned up, the builder will suffer loss, but yet will be saved, even though only as one escaping through the flames. And he's calling them to this reality. Remember, in the first couple chapters he's been talking to them about following the Spirit, and he's calling them to this reality. The Spirit is leading us into building something, and Jesus established something that we're building upon. And just yesterday with our staff, we finished a movie that highlighted this really significant story in the history of the church, and we talked about the fact that we're building not just on what Jesus has done, but also those who've come before us that have followed him in this mission and building his family and building his kingdom. And Paul says we get to choose how we build. We get to choose whether or not we invest in that which is eternal, whether or not we invest in that which is temporary. And he says one day it's going to be shown. What did you use your life for? What did we use our time for? What did we use our energy for? We're moving into November. There is so much money that's spent in November as we prepare for December. Are we doing that in a way that allows us to build the kingdom well? And as we move through this month, I just want to challenge you on a consistent basis to ask this question. Okay, did what I do today, did that build on what Jesus has been building? Would it last, or would it just be burnt up? And that has everything to do, not just with what we do, but how we do it, how we engage our coworkers, the conversations that we have, the relationships we're trying to build. And hopefully as we move through this month, we can call ourselves to that which will last. And hopefully as we move through this month, we can recognize where that's happening in our lives and what maybe in our lives we need to get rid of, because we realize, man, I'm spending a lot of time and energy on this. And one day it's just not going to matter. So that when we get to that day, we don't, how does he phrase it? We don't arrive as one escaping through the flames with nothing to show. We arrive as one who receives a reward. That's my prayer for you and for me. That's my prayer for our family. And so maybe this week and this month, evaluate, how am I using my life? We'll see you soon.